Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
James.
Shane.
We are back with Rick and Morty, Season 8, Episode 4.
The last episode was a hell of an episode.
If you guys would recall, we had Return to the Citadel.
The new Citadel.
Our Rick and Morty were just collecting space junk, debris, shrapnel. They were recycling. And their ship was damaged. So they set down on this asteroid that turned out to be a location of a Morty town. And there was one Rick who happened to be the former head of cloning at the Rick Citadel.
Yeah.
So they sat down there. They were confronted by him. They fixed their ship and they left. And eventually it was drawn back to these other Ricks that came there and they raid and they collect Mortys because they're trying to clone Morty. They're trying to get to reestablish the cloning technology.
Yeah.
That was lost with the homesteader Rick's departure. Ultimately, they steal his shit, make fun of his music tastes.
Yeah.
He goes back to the Rick
pig.
Citadel.
Two-headed pig. Two-faced pig. I mean.
Yeah, he went back to the Rick Citadel to exact vengeance. The other two Mortys, Arcade Morty and Doc Morty, smuggled aboard his truck and came along for the ride. Doc Morty died. Because they were clone Ricks and clone Mortys, so the idea is like the only one that was technically real out of that scenario was the cloner Rick, homesteader Rick.
Yeah.
And our Rick and Morty. Because we understand, we remember that their universe that we're in now, they killed the Rick and Morty and buried them in the backyard.
Yes. No, they died because there was an explosion that happened right before they got there.
Yeah, and they impersonated them.
Yeah.
One of the Mortys died. That was from the beginning. That was hiding in the back of Rick's.
Yeah, Doc Morty.
Yeah, he got shot in the chest, right?
Yeah. Doc Morty, the guy who wasn't really a doctor.
Oh yeah,
who didn't want to be engulfed by the flames. Which
you're talking about, like, it's a worse death, bleeding out or burning to death.
I don't know which one's worse.
burning to death.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, if you're bleeding to death, it's like a slow, unconsciousness.
Yeah, people just say they feel like they're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go with that.
What?
I mean, burning sounds
Drowning.
terrible.
Well, that's different.
Drowning seems awful.
It sounds fucking terrible.
Sounds
But that's correct at the end of that movie. You find out it's actually quite horrible.
Yeah, because in the Prestige, he said it was like coming home. You know, he said it was peaceful. But then he said he lied and it was, I think he said agonizing or something like that.
Yeah, I think burning would be horrific.
Guys, before we jump in, leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think of Rick and Morty in this episode. And check us out on Patreon to see our full-length, uncut reactions.
Let's go.
Christmas,
We
Easter
have not
song.
had much Jerry.
We haven't. Does he mix up holidays?
Yes.
He's singing a Christmas tune.
To Easter.
Also, jelly bean is a slur.
Come on, Beth. The kids are growing up.
What the hell's jelly bean a slur for?
I don't know.
I made the house smelling like egg farts, Jerry.
Ugh. What the hell was that?
Can you even tell me what Easter is about?
It's when Christ was born. Or was murdered. Look, I want to be a good dad, okay? And I know that you got to go straight up the middle to do that. So who's coming with me to get some egg dye?
Woody Whopper.
You sent me one the other day.
I did. I sent to you too, didn't I?
What?
Woody Whopper. I saw them.
Oh!
He said it, I didn't watch it.
What a terrible time to have eaten so much candy!
Ah, his mouth!
Why? That's
It looks
disgusting.
like a rabbit.
That's awful.
Had the long ears. I wonder if it's going to tie him to a Wendigo and he's become a Wendigo.
That is awful.
Oh, it's the Easter Bunny.
We killed the Easter Bunny.
I told you.
It's like the
a
Santa
Wendigo.
Claus?
It's like a Wendigo.
Do wild rabbits do that?
Mutogenesis, cellular transformation, metastatic spread, rapidly accelerating with a deadline of 48 hours from now.
That's Easter.
I truly thought Easter was a zero holiday, but Jerry, you've been Easter claused.
Yeah, it's definitely a ripoff of that.
Beth, you stay with Jerry. Morty, you're with me. We're gonna Dan Brown that German necklet.
Dan Brown. Oh, gosh.
Exactly. Here's a fake ID and a second alcohol stomach. I want you to do some Molly and throw up in a pool.
No, don't. I fucking love you, Grandpa Rick.
Come on, Morty,
What?
to the Alps.
He's encouraging bad behavior.
Alps, Indiana Jones. We have the Indiana Jones like little map thing they do here. Except they're just there.
You ever see Iceman, Morty? 80s flick, Timothy Hutton? The 80s were forever ago, Rick. Encino Man? You're old. You're
That's
old.
a
Fuck you,
throwback.
Morty. Fuck you, Rick. Yeah, fuck you. You're old and gay. You can't say that anymore. Space Christians? Isn't that a conflict of interest? Hey, don't scan me. I'll scan you. He's clearly made contact with it. My scan says you shit standing up. Says it gets on your legs.
Oh, wow.
Well, what the hell's happening?
What the hell's happening?
This is crazy.
I need to pee. Just what? 5 minutes to stretch my legs.
Damn.
Your arm. Holy shit, I feel so shallow for how turned on I am.
See? I'm solid. And so are you. Have I ever told you
Fucking
you're the
rabbit.
hottest woman I could...
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it.
Or as the Navi put it, oh well, Nati Kameye. How about one more go before they dry?
Oh,
Tail's growing in.
Would you look at that? There's another one. Oh.
that's disgusting.
Mouth feels weird.
Oh, Lord.
Wow! Look at this, babe! Look!
Just calm down. Well, you're scaring me.
If you're gonna be such a prude, I'm getting out of here.
Jerry, come back!
Oh my
Lord.
God! One of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in
Reminds
Rick
me
and
of
Morty.
Look at this.
The Easter rabbit's an alien. They send it to planets in an egg. If you kill it, you become it. Okay, well, explain this then. The rabbit is some kind of pheromonal catalyst. It's fuck-based terraforming. Shit, duck! Oh, Rick, did you see that?
This is like out of
It has a
Prometheus.
butt where its dick should be.
Oh.
Alien franchise.
Yeah.
They combined them.
Have you seen any of them turn around yet? Is it in the back? Stop it!
So these guys are like the xenomorphs.
Christ guys hate the ball guys? What is the lore? Neither. We're gonna third party. He's going for the last egg! Stop the dentist!
Stop the dentist.
Dentist. Oh,
Shit.
that's one of the great kill moves.
Son of a bitch. Those are ships? Oh, I've seen this on TV. They're on Earth. Yep.
Easter Island.
He was here. Now, where
Who do you think that is? You think to be a reveal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my Lord.
Got eyes.
This disturbs me so bad.
have sex with someone?
How about a dry hump instead?
Good enough.
The thing has 3 fucking exhaust pipes on it, so I don't know. The cherub.
A bit of a standoff.
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot here. Let me tell you a story. My species does not like sex.
Is that the whole story?
2,000 years ago, we sent a trooper here to kill your rabbit, but Earth crucified him.
Whoa, that is not how we tell that story. Look. Holy shit. Jerry, you in there? Come on, let's get you home and un-Easter Claus you.
Is no Jerry, only Bonnie.
This is a low.
Jeez Louise.
Jerry, I want to have sex with you, not this. It's okay. You just wanted to celebrate a holiday with your family. Now you know never to do that again.
Anyway, that's the whole plot of Alien Prometheus.
Yep.
You think you've won, but we sent our best man and he couldn't do the job. Do you truly think you're better than the Christ? Your planet will be fucked out.
Oh.
He had to shake it.
Spine.
He had to shake it.
Okay, now he's dead.
He's sleeping. Do we need to kill him?
We can go. He's on an island without legs. Morty, remind me to delete the ring cams after this.
It's like that thing you told me about, the rat thing. When I was, quote, wasting time brushing my hair.
Rat Utopia! Morty, it's exactly like that. You did science. Good job. Nice little mini arc.
And all that was a trip to Amadabra.
I'm gonna extract the rabbit's particles into this egg without killing Jerry. Do not touch the beam or you'll become the bunny. And I'm guessing it'll be fast because it's...
Easter.
Ooh, it's a butt guy. Morty, I saw his back part. He's got
Rick, there's no time.
Now, what is it? Let us know.
Damn.
Oh shit.
What is going on?
This is.
Oh my god, it's just chaos.
Are you okay?
Jerry.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Now it's the butt guy.
Yeah. Hey.
How did you get here?
I took the big stone ship, but I landed downtown, so then I took a bus. Then I put the egg back, then I used that to get the bunny out of the butt guy into the egg, which you guys saw, and now we're in the present.
That's very impressive.
What do people do on your planet if they're not having sex?
I'm so glad you asked.
We weren't actually...
It's like a frog if you cut his legs off. Yeah, you never been frog gigging?
I've never done that before.
The less we know about holidays, the better.
Oh,
Sonic.
Hey, it's over the garden wall outfit.
Wait, did we just live through a whole calendar year? Is summer still at spring break?
Want to do more poppers?
No, I'm tired.
What did you bring her?
Weed gummies. And I found a pop socket.
Madison, I brought you a pop socket.
That's mine. Give it back.
Exiled them to the Best Western pool area.
Best Western.
Me and Brittany lived on Jell-O shots until her teeth fell out. She didn't have a second stomach just for alcohol. I wear her teeth to remember. They're yours if you want them.
This girl is my new bestie.
Hell yeah.
Let's do poppers.
Hell yeah.
Deborah, I voyaged across the stars, and I've realized one thing above all others. I want to make love to my wife.
What am I gonna fuck? That bone that's sticking out of your body? Also, what is that? I didn't ask for a big egg.
It's got an immortal bunny spirit in it. Does that turn you on?
No, absolutely not. Drag yourself somewhere else.
Damn.
I have lived my life poorly.
That was an episode.
that was an episode, man. That was a good one.
That was one just going straight for the fucking arteries.
That was,
Right
man.
there.
Don't pull any punches.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of great stuff, and it was like it's one of those things where I wrote down 50 things because it kept giving you gag per minute. Like there's so many. You know what I mean?
The ratio was high.
There's
Yeah.
a lot in there about Ridley Scott's works, especially with the Alien and let's say the Alien franchise, and I would include Prometheus in that.
Mm-hmm.
But Prometheus with the architects, those big blue guys. Now, obviously, they took some liberties with their asses being where they're.
I love how
found.
Rick was curious about it.
Yeah. Does that mean it was in the back?
Yeah.
And,
we never got to find out.
And the Easter
He did
rabbit
say they
was
turned around. And
I saw something, Morty, and then he
but
said,
he
"No time for
didn't-
that, Rick."
He didn't say what it was.
Yeah.
The Easter rabbit was kind of like the xenomorph.
Yeah.
This biological weapon they were sending out. So it was definitely, there's a lot of those influences there. The Wendigo, I think that's part of the Wendigo legend. The Wendigo is like a tortured spirit that inhabits people and becomes this fucking like Sasquatch-like thing. that kills people.
Yeah, and you kill it and you become the Wendigo.
Yeah.
So how do you defeat it?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I don't think Wendigos are fucking real, but I just think...
I feel like the supernatural is at least referenced.
Well, it reminds me of the werewolf legend.
Okay.
Where especially with the American Werewolf in London. Did you ever watch that?
I might have. Is it like 20, 30 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, long time ago.
Well, the guy kills the werewolf, and then he becomes the werewolf. I think he got bit. I think he got bit.
Was it like... no, it's not like this.
It's like the Santa Claus.
Yeah, you said Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Which is, obviously different, but probably the same premise. Didn't he... The real Santa Claus fell off his roof or something like that?
Yeah, but
he yelled at him, and then he fell off his roof and died in the yard.
And he became Santa.
Because he read the card, and he put on the suit.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Now, see, the werewolf thing, I'm pretty sure in the American Werewolf in London, he still got bit. They were attacked.
Okay.
And I'm pretty... In the Wendigo legend, I'm not sure. Like, if you kill the Wendigo, you become the Wendigo. I can't remember correctly what that case is, but it reminded me of it. But also... There's so many things that were tied into this.
Yeah.
And obviously the pokes at religion and Christianity and whatnot.
Yeah, I know when Jerry turned into the Easter Bunny was one of the most disturbing things I've seen.
I think there was so much shock value in this, especially Rick getting shot. Because, sometimes this show, like, I think when it pulled, like, the whole... It did it twice. With everyone mutating, and then they had to leave and inhabit a new dimension. And then it happened with the squirrels, too. Mm-hmm. Squirrels started taking over, and he said, and then Rick freaked out. Said, "No, you understand? We gotta get out of here."
Yeah.
I think when I'm not sure when the show's ever going to take that complete crazy turn. So when Rick got shot, and I was like, "What is going to happen? Is another Rick going to come out of another portal?" And let's go, And then he crawled out of like a cocoon.
And he crawled out of that dead body.
He crawled out of that dead body.
He cloned himself.
Yeah. So it's wild stuff. I read down so much stuff. I mean, there's a lot of cool iconography when they went to that German town. When you see everything and they find the alien influence.
Yeah.
And that's when they go to Andromeda and stuff like that. That was it was cool. And like the space Christians, that was funny and cool. And get the dentist. Call him a dentist. That was funny. It mentioned Dan Brown. I've heard of Encino Man. I've never seen it, but
Encino Man
it's all out of
that's Pauly Shore.
Brendan Fraser, right?
Or Brendan. Pauly Shore's in it.
Pauly Shore's the guy.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's the caveman.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good movie. It's one of those nostalgic movies. It's not as good as you remember, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an E.T. movie.
Yeah.
I love E.T., but
I never liked E.T.
Really?
Even though there was a recent meme where it's like talking about your plans on a Saturday night, and it's him getting in the fridge and drinking the beer, and like falling down, and it's playing "Drinking and Dreaming" by Waylon Jennings. It's like, God forbid a man have a hobby. It's like him falling over.
It used to freak me out as a kid.
They also have one of the great kill moves I've seen in this, because when they decide to do action, it's like, oh, this is done so well. It reminds me of other shit I like that's an action show, drama, action, adventure, and this is not that. And then they decide they're flexing and they can do like, oh, we can do action too.
Yeah,
the last two episodes.
He throws the portal juice on him.
And we throw the portal juice, and he kind of like, it's almost like a black hole the way it works.
He just like
that was a great kill.
He implodes.
Yeah, it was a great freaking kill. Summer being a spring break. I'm trying to wonder why'd she go there in the first place?
It was just
Rick wanted to get rid of her, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well, her spring break was coming up, and Rick trapped Jerry, told Beth to watch him, told Summer she can go on her spring break, and that he and Morty were going on an adventure to solve this crisis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everyone kind of, the kids got what they wanted.
Yeah.
But
what did they say? Jesus, they said that
he's one of their race.
Yeah, he was just sent there to kill the Easter Bunny and be crucified.
But that was also in the Ridley Scott lore. Christ was one of their. No, he was a member of humanity that was taught their ways to bring peace to humanity, and then they crucified him, and that's why they wanted to bring the xenomorphs here. It was kind of dumb. I didn't like his turn on. I just think it was just lame. I thought it was weak in terms of like piggybacking off of that in terms of what the Alien franchise started out as versus what it became. It lived long enough to see itself become the villain, and it was just weak. It wasn't creative.
I don't know anything about it. I've only seen the first movie. I thought it was pretty good.
I saw that in the movie theaters.
I thought it was kind of scary. Like
Prometheus?
No, the first Alien.
Alien movie.
Alien's great. Aliens
I was very
fantastic.
young, and it was scaring me to death.
Yeah, Alien's fantastic. I love that movie. Aliens is great.
Yeah.
And then Alien 3 is not good at all. And then you have, Resurrection, and Romulus was actually pretty decent.
You told me Romulus was really good.
I like Romulus because it's kind of a return to form. They kind of did some copycat shit. They didn't do it as bad as the sequel trilogy in Star Wars, but they did some copycat shit they were relying on that, to me, didn't have to have, but overall it was a very good movie.
No, I mean, this was just a good, solid ass episode, and it's like you're overstimulated in a good way.
It was very
It
stimulating.
was action packed.
I think everything I was wrote down to think about, and I look up, and then something was happening. I was like, oh, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they found their footing again. Like they're starting to actually pick up some tempo.
Yeah.
The sex pile at the end was
The orgy.
crazy.
Yeah, that was funny. The people in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one guy going behind the girl that was like crawling across the ground.
The guy humping his motorcycle. And just, I mean, what a great one. I think it's so funny they call him a dentist, too.
Yeah,
I think it's so fucking funny. Rick was playing Ford Die. He's like, oh, they have JFK.
That was Morty.
Morty.
Morty, he was streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I don't got anything else. I just, and the last season dealt with, important plot stuff, overarching plot stuff. And when they did that, it was really good. And this, they've just been going on adventures, and that's also really good.
Absolutely.
Well, that's kind of bringing it back to form. Like now, it's like they're developing and growing in a relationship where, like in the last episode, where Rick, I can admit that now.
Yeah.
Morty says, I can admit that you do.
Yeah.
And they just go.
Yeah, and he's not like, I was trying to rewatch it in preparation for this season, and he is really drunk in the first couple seasons.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just, and I actually, they're both cool in different ways. But
Right.
He was almost a different character in a way.
Well, I felt like he was much funnier on his own in those first few seasons in terms of the things he would say.
Yeah.
And the digs he would take. I thought he was substantially funnier, but I think now, the characters have grown. The other characters have.
Yeah.
Where he didn't have to be the lead.
Yeah.
So now he's still drinking. You still see him take hits from the flask and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he's not just outright
Belligerent.
not even just belligerent, but it's not like the way he feels about his family has changed.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's not so nihilistic towards them.
Right.
I almost said Cyril. The dad in this, he even kind of...
Gary?
Yeah, I've always, as a character, I like him a lot. It's not someone I respect. But he's so funny how pathetic he is and what he does for Rick's character, how Rick loathes him so much. I actually admired when he would turn back to normal when he says, I have to fix this.
Yeah.
And he actually took something in his, he didn't do it well. The way that was switching back and forth, they're all transforming, was just a great, well thought out, choreographed sequence.
It was.
And it's always something I admire so much. I go, oh, wow, that's such a good idea and kind of a bold thing to do. Because you can, I imagine this happened to a Hideo Kojima game before he redid it. What was that? Revengeance? So this highly technical but non-veteran team was working on Revengeance, and they broke the game because you can just cut through anything. And he said, you can't just cut through anything because people will just fucking go crazy and you'll have no obstacles and you can't sneak around because you just cut through things. You can cut through the ground, So he shut it down, and then they rebooted it as something else with some limitations. What was that?
It's still called Revengeance.
Oh, was it called? Okay, well, it was called something else before that, I guess.
Yeah.
It just the way everything is sought out in this when all that was happening, I imagine you'd be like, okay, if we do that, what are we going to do after that? And then they had to.
Well, that's what happens. It's like in the
that.
last episode where the cloning Rick, overall Rick, was talking about how in any big project you have a team working on it.
Yeah.
Things are delegated. I just gave notes. So the idea is that you have this big project. It's not one man. One man may have come up with some core ideas, but you have a team of people bringing ideas into that work.
Yeah.
That make it work.
Yeah.
There's no way one person could, unless they are a
genius.
Fucking just and on so many levels to write all of that level and that pace of comedy and storytelling all together to encompass only 20 minutes of your life.
I think it's a number of geniuses that collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people that just get together, they butt heads, they get together and they form ideas.
It's incredible.
And they put it all on the board.
It's incredible. Yeah.
So it takes a village, so to speak.
Yeah.
I wish my brain worked that way.
Yeah, well. Me too. Anyways, I think that's all we got.
Yep,
Anything else?
that's it.
Guys, that was it for our reaction. Reaction.
Reactions.
It's a reaction.
You're like the, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Gumbo guy.
Yeah.
Yo, reaction!
See you next week.